I am so excited to show you everything I made in 2025 because it was the year that I graduated from an absolute beginner to a confident beginner. It was the year that I started understanding patterns a lot better and what looks good on me, understanding my own body proportions, and I could start altering patterns a little bit just to get it to fit me better or make totally brand new things from existing patterns. Mostly everything I made I did use a pattern for, but there are some things that I self-drafted and some things that I made from copying clothes that I already had in my closet. And let me just tell you that my first year of sewing, I fell for a lot of those copy clothes you already have videos and it did not go well. It was not very successful, but this year it was, but I will get into that later on in this video. And I will be trying everything on for you because this is a try on video and I will share what patterns I use, give you my review on them, share any mistakes I made, things I learned, and also things I don't like and things that didn't really turn out the way I planned. So if you've been looking for a sign to start that craft in 2026, this is it. And if it's sewing, I hope that you catch the sewing bug. I'm putting my hair up because I'm gonna get really hot changing out of everything, and I'm not going in any particular order. We're gonna start off strong with my favorites. This is the Neo top by Iggi Patterns. This was a thrift flip, so I found this beautiful sleeveless button down at the thrift store, and I just loved the stripes and the colors. It reminded me of an early 2000s print, and someone commented on my video and said that it reminded them of like my scene, but this pattern was very beginner friendly. I love all the details it has. So it has keyhole detail, cute ties here. It is also open back and has a cute back ties. The only thing that was a little time consuming that took some planning was aligning the pattern pieces to make sure there was cohesion with the stripes. That was the only thing I had to really like play around with. The pattern maker also has a really good video tutorial because there are darts and pleats here, but she has like really good camera visuals. So the way that she does it, I like definitely learned something new watching her mark her darts and pleats. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this top. I think it's the perfect summer top. This is a one shoulder asymmetrical top, and this is probably my favorite thing that I made, and honestly the hardest thing that I made last year because it was above my skill level. So I was seeing this style of top all over my Pinterest and I really wanted one, but then I realized that I had two patterns where I could put it together. It was just a matter of figuring out how. So that was where the challenge was. So for the top part, I used this pattern by Viola Fiona, and then for the fold over piece, I used this one by Sewing with Solana. And it was really complicated for me at the time because as you can see, it only goes over one shoulder and then the other side looks like it's tucked into the shirt. So when I was on Pinterest studying these tops that I pinned, I was just studying them and trying to figure out like, how do you do that? So after I made a few mock-ups, like mock-up after mock-up, I made two mock-ups. Then I got this and I just love how it turned out. I will say that I think this is what really stretched me as a sewist because since it was above my skill level and I didn't have a tutorial to learn how to do this, like no one to watch, nothing. I just had to figure it out by trial and error. And you know what? Sometimes that's like the best way to learn. This is one of my self-drafting projects, this adorable red polka dot off the shoulder top. This was really easy to make and I would definitely recommend it if you're a beginner. So it's just made out of two rectangles. So the top is your total shoulder length, and if you want to make it a little longer so like drapes more, you can do that, and then the length is just how long you want it to be. But to add some details and just give it a little something, I added these two ties here on each end so I could either like loosen it up and it'd be like really drapey or tighten it up if I like wanted to sit above my shoulders. And then I like have these two really cool slits, so I didn't sew all the way down, just like a little bit, which I think gives it some shape. And then I made the ties really long so I could tie it at the back, that's an option, and then also the front. So I love this. I was really inspired by this top that I saw on Pinterest. You've probably seen it before, but I just love like white with red polka dots. And this is the Cassie top by Sewing with Solana. It's such a cute summer top. I love it. This isn't the original pattern. She actually has a video tutorial on how to lengthen the bust cups. And personally, I like this version better because it gives you a little more coverage. The other one is like your standard cups. I don't know, because it's already like an open back and then like this opens up. So it's, I don't know. I just like a little more coverage. But this one was super beginner friendly too. I love her video tutorials. I really appreciate that she shows her entire sewing process. Like she shows herself sewing all the way through, because sometimes with tutorials, it'll start with them sewing and then it like cuts to them pressing the seams. But I just appreciate that she shows everything. Like I want to see the beginning, the end, the back stitching, you taking it off the machine and ripping the threads. Like I want to see that because as a beginner, those visuals can be really helpful and that's how you learn. But anyway, so the only thing that I need to fix about this is, so there's obviously an elastic here that's like tunneled through and then you had the ties here at the front. To make that tunnel, she uses bias tape, which is also used to finish the edges on the inside and just give it like a pretty clean finish. I use store-bought bias tape, and my elastic that I had at home was just like a little too wide, you know? And so if you look really closely, it's kind of like twisting. I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of like a cosmetic fix, but I really want to fix it, and I'm going to redo the bias tape. But this is another like white cream with tiny red polka dots. Like, do you see how cute that is? I love this top. And this is the Boatneck top by Sewing with Jen, and I love this pattern. This was one of the first things that I really wanted to make when I was first starting to sew. Like, one of the first patterns that came across my Etsy that I was like, oh, I want that top. Like, I would buy that top. And I would say that this is for a confident beginner, but she does have two versions of how to make this top. So if you want to make it from scratch, you would need to have like some basics down, because you have to make your own placket facing and you make your own buttonholes, and it's like quite a bit of buttons. And then you sew the buttons, there are darts and pleats, and then to finish the edges, because it's not double lined, you use bias tape. And if you want your bias tape to match your fabric, then you have to make your own, which is another step that you need to add. But a simpler tutorial version that she has is like a thrift flip. So you take a button down and you turn it into this, and you just reuse the placket facing from the button down instead of making your own. But I just really love this top. I think it's so versatile because not only is it fashionable, it's also work appropriate. Like, I could wear this to the office, and I have. It's just not too tight, not too cropped. Your chest is covered, your back is covered, you know, like nothing hanging out, nothing too flowy. So I just like really, really love this pattern. We have another fun stripe pattern. This was also a thrift flip. I found this awesome sleeveless button down at the thrift store, and I just loved all the stripes, like the cool pinky orange tones and like a little bit of taupe right there. Just so cool. So my plan for this, my vision, was that I was very inspired by this top from Reformation. I just love the ties, and I actually really love that top in denim, and maybe I will make it in denim. But to make this, I used a pattern from a Zara top that I copied. This was a little time consuming because of the ties. I like barely had enough fabric left over. Like, I was cutting it real close, and I obviously didn't have enough fabric to make it double lined. So to finish the edges, I used black bias tape, which honestly looks really cool. It's like a very nice contrast, and I really love this top. It like came out exactly like I wanted. And what did take some planning and just a bunch of like try on like over and over again was pinning the ties onto the top and trying it on to make sure that they were like even all the way around. It's not perfect because like the curvature of your back, I don't know, like, and I think when you're twisting, it's like not accurate. It's like becoming uneven. So I will go back and try and fix that so I can get it as straight as possible. But I really love how this turned out, and I actually wore it a lot last summer, and I'm going to wear it again. This is another self-drafted top. I made this by following the tutorial by Sewing with Solana. She shows you how to make this from scratch. It's just two really long rectangles and then elastic, and you can decide how far apart you want them to be. And if you make this top long enough, it also doubles up as a skirt, which was my intention the first time that I made it. Let me show you. So I made these kind of like around the same time because I wanted it to be a set. So like this is the top and then this is the skirt, because I wanted to recreate this set from Reformation because I think it's so cute. But you see like the vision, right? But they honestly look a little wonky together. It's not quite right. It doesn't look good. I prefer this top better as a top, not a skirt. Or if I wear it as a skirt, pair it with something else, but not together. But this was super easy and it fits me really well, and I think the length is cute. So I definitely recommend this as well if you're like an absolute beginner and you want to make like a really cute top that's actually wearable. I would recommend this. To make the top that I'm wearing, I copied this one from Reformation. I've worn this top so much. It's honestly one of my favorite things that I've ever bought from them. It's the only top that I've bought from them that I've continued to use, but I just can't afford to spend $120 every time that they make it in a color that I like. So I was like, you know what? I think I could figure this out. I'm gonna go for it. So that's what I did. So to make this, I copied the pattern, like laid it flat on the table and just traced it with tissue paper. Since there's no darts or gathering or pleats or anything, like the seams are pretty visible over tissue paper, and I just used chalk, and I'll show you like what all the pattern pieces look like when complete. The back does have shirring and a zipper. So what I did, and it worked, is I just like stretched it out as far as I could go and then just like made the pattern like that, and this is what the back looks like. I'm very, very, very proud. Like, look at that zipper. It looks so good. And for the ties, I didn't do the like little things where you adjust. I just did this because I've seen them do this with a few tops and it actually looks really cute. It's like very girly, but I think I did a really good job for copying the way that I did and it turning out like this. It's not like perfect, I know that. I just didn't want to risk taking this apart to copy the pattern, and when I put it back together, it not look right and it like not fit me the same. So I think it worked out copying it the way that I did. To bring up what I said in my intro about copying clothes that you already have, the reason that I was able to successfully copy this, and I know it's not perfect, but that's not the point. How I was able to put it together on my own and it look well and it fit me well was because I had the background and the basics and the fundamentals down. I had made enough patterns to understand how things are put together and the order that they should go in. I understood, like, if anything went wrong, I know how to troubleshoot my machine. I know what certain things are called, like shirring and installing the zipper and the top stitching at the top and all of these things. Like, I didn't have to look those things up. And so I think that I want to make a video about copying clothes you already own videos, that those aren't actually for true beginners, and they should like say that, because when I was first starting out, I fell for a lot of them and I wasted so much fabric, like 1 to 2 queen size bed sheets trying to make like one pant because I'd never made anything before, and they make it seem like, yeah, you got this. Let's like copy your favorite pant. Now you got 2. And so I just wanted to say that. I know we're getting off track. We're almost done. We're about like halfway done, but I just wanted to say that if like you felt really discouraged when you copied something and like the video felt very misleading, it didn't look good and it didn't fit you and you wasted a lot of fabric, like, I know how you feel. I just want to say it, like, put it out there, like, you're not dumb, and don't feel bad if it didn't turn out the way that you wanted. Don't get frustrated with yourself, because that's not actually for a true beginner. You actually need a lot of knowledge and like to feel really confident in your skills, and also being able to figure things out is a skill. But let's get back to the try on. I'm going to stand on the stool to show you my really cool pants. These are Eyelet lace pants, and I will insert photos and videos here for you. So these were a thrift flip. I found these curtains at the thrift store and knew that I wanted to make pants with them because I was seeing Eyelet lace pants all over my Pinterest, and I was like, I want them so bad. But Eyelet lace is really hard fabric to come by. Like, you can't just like get that at your craft store, you know? And then something that I wanted to do is add the drawstring on the sides. Look how cute, instead of the front. So to do that, I made 4 buttonholes, so 2 on each side, and then I made 2 drawstrings and just tunneled them through, and I love it. I think it's so cute. They're like the perfect summer pants. The only thing that I wish I did is that I wish I made the ties like honestly 10 inches longer. I just really love long ties, and I thought about it and I was like, no, it'll be fine. No, I really wish that I made it longer, so I think I'm gonna redo them and just make them really long. But I love these pants, and the pattern is the great Sydney Graham. I love her pant patterns. I've made like 8 lane pants, and these don't have pockets obviously because of the eyelet. I had to be like very strategic with the pattern placement because I wanted the eyelet to be right on the edge but not like cross into the seam. But yeah, I love, oh my god, Sydney's lane pants. If you haven't made them or you're on the fence about getting them, you should get it. This top was a thrift flip. The original top had a similar shape, and I'm just obsessed with triangle shaped tops and dresses. I think they're so chic. So that was my vision for this. What's funny is when I did the thrift flip, I was like, did I really even change anything? Like, does it kind of still look the same? I don't know. The smallest changes can really make a big difference. And because the shape was like already there, it didn't really take that much to like take off from the original top to get this. I literally just pinned it on myself and just drew chalk lines to just try and get, and would just like cut little by little just to make sure. The only thing that did take a long time was the bias tape. So I used the ties from the original top to make this. It was a really, really long piece that's also used to finish the edges here. And it's like not an exact color match. I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool, and then also just tie at the back. So I really love this top. I've worn it a lot. I think it looks so chic, and I've actually worn this outfit together. I love it. Using the pattern from the previous top, I made this top, and this was also a thrift flip. I was very inspired by this photo on Pinterest. I just think it's so pretty, and I just love triangle tops, and when I saw this at the thrift store, I knew exactly what I was making. So this one had its own challenges. There's no bias tape on this because the top was actually double lined, so I wanted to keep that because the sequence was like really sheer. So never worked with sequins before, and when I was sewing it made a mess. They were just like flying everywhere, and then the lining piece is like a chiffon, so it was so slippery. It was awful. I did change my needle to one for fine fabrics like silks because I just didn't want to ruin it, and I did top stitch here like on the inside, so the lining piece like lays flat inside. So I had to be so delicate because I was afraid that I would rip it, like if I put too much pressure. One thing that I want to do is find a different way to style this top because I've only worn it with dark denim jeans, and I just want to find a different way to style this. Like, I really wish that the photo that I was inspired by, I could see like the full outfit, because I just want to wear this with other than jeans. So let me know if you have any ideas of like a cool way that I could style this top. So this top is I'm not too crazy about it. I wanted to recreate this top from Vendor Bees. I just thought it was really cool, and I loved like the two contrasting fabrics. So I had a lot of leftover fabric from previous projects, and both of these fabrics were thrifted. But the reason I don't like it is because I think it's this top fabric. I think this is like a nylon, and so it just feels really slippery and doesn't hold its shape. Like if I tuck my hair behind my ear, or like you move like this, or like I bend down or something, it doesn't stay, and I want it to stay. And so I think this would look better if it was like in a jersey knit, because something about the photo, obviously they're probably using better fabrics than me, but I just feel like the fabrics, I don't want to say that they look heavy, but it looks like gravity is pulling it down. I don't know, like they really hold their shape and they're very drapey, and mine doesn't look like that. Although this lace, I think it was like a curtain or something. It was like in the curtain section of the thrift store, but I don't really know what this is. And my lace is obviously like a little more sheer, so mine looks a little more see-through, but that was my vision. That's what I was going for. It's not bad, I just don't really like it. It's not very wearable like out in real life. Like I feel like I can't move or something, or I have to like pick up things like this. Like I'm like not gonna wear it. To make this, it's kind of self-drafted, so I use this top to kind of help me with the shape, but then I quickly figured out that it's just two rectangles. One end is like wider than the bottom, so it's like kind of like goes down like that. But I'll probably try again, maybe with different fabrics, or maybe just buy a pattern. I don't know. That's why I like patterns. Sometimes like self-drafting doesn't really work out and I feel like I wasted fabric, but this top's okay. I almost forgot to show you the set. So I made this matching gingham set. I actually made the pants first, which are the Lane Pants by Sydney Graham. And I already had made those previous gingham tops, so I was already planning on wearing them together. And the only thing that I changed about the Lane Pants was I added this lace trim here, and it looks really cute when you fold it down too, because then it looks like it's right here on the seam. So I wanted to make like a flowy matching top, and so I used the Mathilde dress by Iggi Patterns, and I just think this turned out so cute. So instead of making the tie gingham, I used this lace trim so I could match this lace trim, and I've worn this set together so much. Like depending on how I style it, it can really dress it up. I would say that this top is also for a confident beginner because there's a placket facing, buttonholes, buttons. There is a collar and you have to top stitch, and then the sleeves. So I changed the sleeves. I like that they're puffy, but I think I'm outgrowing like everything in a puff sleeve, or like super puffy puff sleeves. So I kind of depuff them. I wish I did it a little more. And then I just changed the way like it's finished at the end. I'll insert a photo on how the original pattern does it. This was a set that I made from a bed sheet. Let me show you, which was really cute. I love the star print. I used two paper patterns to make this. So it was my first like store-bought paper patterns. So the top was a simplicity pattern, and then the pants were a Newlook pattern, and it was the first time that I made pants with a zippers, like so fancy. And something that I did because I wanted to break up the star print was I added this navy piece here. So that's what made the pants a little more challenging. Is I first cut them out in the star print and then just like cut off how much I wanted for the navy piece, and then use what I cut off to trace it in the navy, and then just sewed that onto the pants. And then to finish the inside, I used bias tape. The top was really beginner friendly, but it's like not my favorite. I don't know, something's like off with this set. I don't like, it looks like it's there, the vision, what I wanted. I love the pants, but the top, I don't know. I think that I want to take this apart and make something else. There is a piece of elastic here, so once I take that out, I'm going to have a lot of fabric to work with. I just don't really know what to make with this because it's like a very specific print. So let me know if you have any ideas and what you think of the set. So this is the pajama set by Iggi Patterns. Let me stand so you can see the cute little shorts. I really wanted a matching floral print pajama set. I was seeing those a lot on my Pinterest. And so when I saw this bed sheet at the thrift store, I was like, yes, I think it's so cute. And you know what? It was Ralph Lauren. Like, it's so nice. This cotton feels so nice. So I absolutely love the top. I think it's adorable. This pattern by her doesn't have a video tutorial. It's only written instructions. It has really good instructions and good visuals. The only thing that was hard for me, and I think this would be like an intermediate beginner, is the yoke piece. It was my first time making one, and it's honestly kind of confusing the first time that you do it. It's like a lot of turning fabric inside out. It can get really confusing where you can like lose your place, and because you don't have a video to watch, to rewind and like go with the video, you're like, wait, what did I just do? Wait, did I already do that? Wait, am I doing this right? But I love the top. The shorts I'm not too crazy about. I don't think it's the pattern itself. I think it's the fabric that I chose. I think it's too structured, like of a cotton, it's too stiff. I think these pants are for like a flowy kind of fabric, you know, where they kind of just like hang. So I think that's what it is. And I'm not too crazy about the ruffles. I don't know why I was envisioning something else, but I think what I'm gonna do is take these shorts apart to make like a makeup bag or something. And then I have enough fabric left over. And you know what I want to do is I think that I want to make jorts with this fabric and maybe have like a slight ruffle hem and then like wear it with cowboy boots or something. Like I'm trying to go for like my mom made it kind of vibe. So let me know what you think of my jorts idea. So these are another Sydney Graham lane pants. I really wanted to recreate this serape style of pant that I was seeing, and this fabric I thrifted. It was a fabric scrap, so it wasn't a whole piece of fabric, so that's what was challenging. Is I really wish that these fun colors here could have been on the front, because I feel like the front is a lot of pink and red, but they're still really cute. And the waistband, I made it like a little bit wider, so there's like this cute ruffle here. I don't know how I would wear them out. I really honestly don't know how to style these. Like I just really wanted a style of pant, and then now I'm like, what do I wear this with? But I don't want to just wear them around the house. Like I don't want them to become pajamas. So let me know how you think that I should style these really cool pants. We have another lane pants. These have pockets, however, and this really cool stripe pattern. I'll show you up close. So let me show you what I did to the hem. So I was very inspired by this pant from Reformation. Honestly, you can't even see it from that far away. But do you see how the hem is different? So I cut the hem off and then cut that piece in the fabric so the stripes could go in a different direction. And I just think it like really elevates the pant. I really like how they did that, and I actually wear these pants a lot, not only to just like run errands and lounge in, but also to the office if I style it correctly. We love Sydney Graham in this house. We love that pattern. And then I made 4 lace wrap skirts out of curtains, which I will be inserting photos and videos because it's kind of a lot. But I made these from upcycling curtains that I thrifted, and I have been wanting lace wrap skirts for so long because I love skirts over pants. But I had like a very specific vision on what kind of lace and what kind of colors, and so I have been slowly curating the right lace for this project, and I finally made it this year. I don't wear all of them. My favorites are probably the green one and then the mini skirt version. This is the outfit that I wore it with, which I love. The other ones I haven't really worn that much. I am honestly still trying to figure out how to style this, because there's a way to style this where it looks good, and also wear them in a way that's functional, where it doesn't really get in the way of me like walking or going up and down stairs or picking something up or like sitting at my desk, because then like what's the point? This would also be a good self-drafting beginner project because the total length of the skirt is just your hip measurement, and then you can decide how long you want to make it. Another reason why I think they're a good beginner project is because there's no curves or anything. You're just literally sewing in a straight line. So it's like a good way to also practice like your straight stitching, because you have a guide to help you, because it's like the end of the skirt. So that's like another good reason why it would be a good beginner level self-drafting project. Okay, and last but not least is this Hobo bag. I've been wanting to make these for a while, especially in a black with white polka dot. I'm sure you've seen that trending photo on Pinterest. So to make this, I used the pattern by Cherry Hills. It's her Hobo bag, and it was very beginner friendly. There's no zipper. There is a snap closure, which she explains how to do it, and there's just one pocket. Super easy, no hard curves, and the pattern also comes in 2 sizes. So this is the large, and then you can make a small version. And this bag has become my everyday bag. I love it. I just love taking it everywhere. Fits everything. My water bottle, my laptop, toiletry bag, obviously keys, a journal. I love this, and I really want to make it in different fabrics. So she's made it in like a cow print, and I think it's like a zebra print or giraffe. No, I think it's a zebra print. It may even be leather, but I think that would look so cool in this style. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, I really appreciate you watching my video all the way through. I hope that you liked it and you liked some of the things that I made. And like I said in my intro, if you needed a sign to start that craft in 2026, like this is it. Like please start it. You'll love it. It's gonna be the best thing ever. And don't feel discouraged when you're going through those like super beginner growing pains and you feel like you're not getting it and like something seems really complicated. Just push through, because like everyone goes through that. It's like very different being self-taught than going to like an in-person class and having a teacher correct you right on the spot. There's like a certain level of patience you need to self-teach yourself something. So you got this, and I will see you guys in the next video, and happy 2026, and I hope you get to make everything that you want to make this year.